Hello,
Hi.
everyone. Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome back to Iloilo Prima Galaw official.
Yes,
I,
and
I'm Sir D. I'm Sir D.
yes,
Ramon.
and this is Ramon. We are once again here in Rated PG, where we talk about everything and anything.
Under the sun, unfiltered. And I'm Uzi.
Yeah, nice to see you
Hello.
guys.
Yeah, nice to see you. Welcome back,
Nice to
Ramon.
see
Welcome
you.
back from Mexico.
Yes,
Yes.
that's why if you can notice, I have raccoon eyes.
What does that mean? I don't know. When you say like raccoon eyes.
I'm wearing sunglasses all throughout while I'm under the sun. So I
Okay.
have white eyes around, and then the rest of it is
Ah,
black.
so since you mentioned that, it has become very obvious. I have noticed it now. But if you did not mention, I did not notice that one actually.
Yeah, it's okay. We have to flaunt it because we came from Mexico. Yay!
Yeah, correct,
Yes.
correct. So
Tama.
that would particularly mean then that for people who get the chance to have vacations, would that mean like related to our topic? Would that mean like are they successful because they get the chance to
Ooh.
have their vacations really? What
They
can you
have
say about
leisure
that?
time.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I believe if you're not successful, I don't think you will have ever the chance, or to have uh to get the chance, to be on your own, and
Yes.
to have vacations like your dream vacations, because I believe that was Ramon's one of Ramon's what do you call that, ultimate dream, diba, to
Mm-hmm.
go in that specific place. Is that correct, Ramon?
Yes, and it's a matter of working hard for something,
Exactly.
and
Correct.
I believe that if you work hard on something, you get to reap the fruits of it.
Of
So
success.
and
Yes.
it is just proper to reward yourself sometimes for you to be rejuvenated and be ready to tackle on the next challenges.
Correct.
Exactly. Especially for the past 2 years that we haven't been anywhere, but
Mm.
how homework scenario. And I think it's the time to enjoy the successes to our labors for this past 2 years, Ika nga.
Correct, correct.
So there you go. So I think Noramon is very dressed for for
Yes,
the
dress for,
topic
and I'm
today.
dressed for success, di ba? And if Ramon came from Mexico, Uzi naman will go to, I think, Hawaii, di ba, Uz?
Aloha.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Yes.
But then I think by next week you'll be in Hawaii, right, Uzi, for your
In
vacation.
2 weeks time.
Oh,
No,
okay.
actually, it's in 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
See,
Yes,
and
and you will enjoy it, Uzi.
I
yes.
thank you.
Correct, correct, correct. And if Ramon is from Mexico, Uzi is from, I will go to Hawaii. I'll go to Barotac anyway.
But I know, sir, that being home with
Yes,
your parents is more than Hawaii and more than
yes, yes,
Mexico.
yes, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think our audiences are already familiar of the topic that we're going to talk about, because you've mentioned about Ramon's dressing to success. So I think we are into this topic now. What are actually the secrets, or is it really a secret to success? I know then that my two companions here who are actually Iloilo Prima Galaw artists are really very successful in their own fields. Both of them are nurses, and they have gone a very long way already. Ramon is in the United States of America, and then Uzi is in Canada, and I'm very proud of them. So
Eh?
I believe they really yes, and I believe they really have the story to tell us of what are actually their secrets to success. So may I ask then, like, first Ramon, or RV for that matter, what are the things really that really made you successful, Mon? Or like reasons or aspects or elements that made you successful?
Maybe I can start with having a having a can-do attitude.
Mm.
No one is going to tell us that we can do something except ourselves. We have to push ourselves to achieving our dreams.
Mm.
We have to parent ourselves, and basically everything is just up to us.
Mm.
Like in times that I feel like procrastinating, I feel like for example, after a day's work, going to the gym, for example, and then I don't feel like it, going to the gym, I will say to myself, do it anyway. It is actually just what do you call this? Visualizing or training your brain that you have to do something in order for you to move forward. So do it
Mhm.
anyway. Have that can-do attitude.
Correct. Correct. What
Yes.
about, yeah, what about you, Uz?
Probably one of the guidelines that we have is possessing unwavering self-belief, and that is what Prima Galaw has really taught me from the beginning, that I really brought here in Canada when we moved. It's just the self-confidence that you emanate within you, goes out to the public, and they in turn trust you to whatever they task you to do, like whatever, because I started as a waiter here, on a famous coffee shop here in Canada. So I have no idea what I'm doing, and I have no idea that what's the first thing to do, when in food service, because like I was never trained for that. So the only armor that I have in my pocket was self-confidence, saying that I will learn what needs to be done and do it with grace, and that's what I did. And then until now, as a new nurse in a hospital, I still carry that. I still say to myself that you could do this, just wing it, and then you'll succeed. So that's how I
That's
see it.
I think that's what we really have in Iloilo Prima Galaw, right?
Hmm.
We have that can-do attitude, and we have that self-belief that we really can
Hmm.
do it. Because remember, all of us really started from zero when we entered Iloilo Prima Galaw, and we keep on telling ourselves that we can do it. That we have to build our own self-confidence to be able to make it to the world. So in theater, then we learn that, right? Because
mm-hmm.
as what I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, all of us actually came from scratch, came from zero, but eventually we were able to create something for ourselves out of that self belief, out of that self confidence that we were able to make, and that can do anything attitude made us really who we are right now. What we are now and who we are now is really a product of that thought, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the success that we are trying to experience now started from that, really, right?
And sir, to add to the experience of Uzi, I like his thought of the willingness to learn. You
Okay.
won't be successful if
Hmm.
you enclose yourself
Mm,
into
Exactly.
into a box, and
correct.
just do not try, and you're not willing to learn. You will
Mm,
just be stagnant and will
mm,
not move forward. So
correct.
that is I think another secret, or should I say another way to
Hmm.
success, is
Mm,
your willingness to learn, and you take risk. And
mm,
like
Hmm.
for Uzi, he did not know anything about serving or being
a waiter.
a waiter, but
Hmm.
because he wanted to learn it, then
Mm-mm.
he
Hmm.
was
So
successful.
meaning we have to be very open. We have to be very
Yes.
flexible. We have to be
Hmm.
very flexible. We should know then how to adjust to whatever
Hmm.
situation we are in. Because during that time then when Uzi then can always say no. I mean, he can always say no and just sit down. But since he opened himself to such opportunities, which he did not, I think, consider it negative and bad, no. So after opening himself, he did his
Hmm.
best, and then after that, look at him now. he is not anymore a waiter, but he came from a waiter and eventually became really a very successful nurse in Canada. Right,
Thanks.
Uzi?
You have to be.
Right,
You
Uzi?
have to
Right?
It's
begin somewhere.
right.
Yes,
It's
yes.
having that optimistic heart, sir, and no RV, that you have to. It's not just seeing yourself like, oh, I'm just gonna be a waiter for now, and I'm just gonna be a healthcare aide for now.
Mm.
No, you are a waiter now, and
Yes,
you will be a nurse soon. So
correct.
that's
Someday.
the optimism that we need to carry on, not really looking down on yourself like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm a university graduate, I'm a nurse, I have a
And a
bachelor's
bachelor's
degree,
degree.
now
Mm.
I'm just serving coffee and serving serving strangers and cleaning the floor with a mop.
Mm.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's still very a dignified
Yes,
profession,
yes,
mind you.
yes.
And then
And it
right, go ahead
sorry.
now.
And it takes a lot of humility for you, Uzi,
Mm,
Mm.
I mean, you having a bachelor's degree, and
mm-hmm.
then not to belittle anything,
No.
anyone rather, but
Yeah.
it is actually not according to what you are supposed to be doing. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are a person of pride, you
Mm.
will
You'll never,
not
yeah.
venture into that industry, because
Mm-hmm.
I need to be this, I need to be
Yeah.
that. So
Mm-hmm.
you will not be successful if you are
Mm-hmm.
if you're that.
And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and and successful people really started somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were so many then. There are so many success stories that they really started from nothing and eventually they became really big because of that perseverance, because of dedication, and because of opening themselves with anything under the sun and of really embracing changes,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
A- As they say here in Canada, within the little circle that we have here with the Ilonggos and with the Filipinos, like that was my humble beginning, because everybody
Yes.
here that I know didn't come here and automatically became a nurse or
Correct.
automatically became a registered profession. No, like take my sister. She came here as a nanny for two
Mhm.
years, and then she worked her way up as a registered practical nurse, and
Mhm.
then she eventually became an RN. Same as everybody here that we know, they all started a blue collar job and
Mhm.
then worked their way up the ladder of success. So it's always that tiny bit of optimism that really goes a long way.
So meaning we will not be able to experience success if there is really no difficulty or if there is really no hardship.
Mm.
Agree.
Mhm.
Out
Yes.
of that hardship, we get to realize the value of hard work and eventually get the thing that we want, right?
Yes, sir. I totally agree. And
Mm, mm,
and
Mhm.
also to add to the story of Uzi starting from a blue collar job, you will not move forward if you always think of what will others say. So
yes.
it is part of like a way to success is that you should be determined, you should be um uh, you should be whole within yourself,
Mm,
that this is my way to achieve my dreams. According to a poet named William Henley, you are the captain of your
of yours.
fate, the master of your soul. So
Correct.
we are in charge of what we want to be, and
Mm,
there would be a lot of noises around you, that most especially in the recent culture now, pulling other people's down, the
yeah.
cancel culture.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
you should be able to hold to make yourself whole and be determined, because it is us, it is
Mm,
you who creates your destiny. So
correct.
Mhm.
that,
Correct.
So right.
Actually, no one will help you except really yourself,
Mhm.
right? Yes, there will be people who will motivate you, who will inspire you, but it is really you who will really make the map of yourself to make it really possible.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
I think someone mentioned about we have to take risks, right? I don't know if Uzi then or Ramon mentioned about taking risks. Well, it is really one ingredient for me.
Right.
Personally, I really believe in that because you always have to try new things because in trying new things, you will be able to realize that thing might really be for you. Just like
Mhm.
mhm,
Iloilo Prima Galaw, right? Iloilo Prima Galaw is really a product of an experimentation. We
Mm.
did not have Prima Galaw if we did not take risk, right?
Mhm.
Uh,
Agree.
we started from nothing. No one, really believed in us, but eventually, little by little, we were able to create more and more shows, and more people are coming into our shows. And now, wherever we are now, wherever is Iloilo Prima Galaw now, is really a product of that risk.
And,
Mm-hmm.
and and I think, sir, like in lieu of taking risks, also like of take thinking outside the box.
Yes, yes,
That's also taking risks. I mean,
correct, correct,
I
correct.
remember like we did an arena setup with a dinner play.
Yeah,
That was taking a risk, and that was
yeah.
thinking outside the box. I mean, nobody ever did that in it was a smash hit. It was such a hit that we didn't have any seats left, so we had to turn people away. But that's how successful it was. So, and speaking of taking risks, like that's why I'm wearing this batik inspired
Oh,
jacket, because
because
I'd like to think outside the box. You two are wearing jackets, and I'm standing out wearing this formal batik. So that's another way of taking risk and thinking outside the box. You really stand out in the most positive way. People will remember you, and hence will bring you to better heights for success.
and of course with that play, Uzi, I remember you crying. Why did you cry?
Because I was
Yeah, why did you cry, Uzi?
Why did you cry, Uz?
I was so stressed out because the box office was so full that they were telling
And
me
people
like
are outside the box already.
people were they were pushing out of the venue because we had to drive them away because like we didn't have any seats left.
We have
That
no
was
more chairs, and we have no
like
more
that.
food to offer,
No, there
right?
was no more. We had nothing to serve them. We don't have any seats left. We're practically tight and booked. That's like that. That's why I felt so bad. Like I thought like I was as a failure as a house manager that day.
Ac-
But
Actually,
I
actually,
think
I don't think that's a failure, Uzi, because diba, for some other theater companies, they cry because they don't have any
Don't
audiences
have
at all.
right.
But
audiences. Yes.
in our case, you cried because we have so many audiences then, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
And I felt bad for the box office people because they're being bombarded by the audience. Like, we have tickets and we can come in and then we have to
Yeah.
drive all the way back home again. And I was like, no. And then I have a play to do. I was part of the show, and then I was just maybe overwhelmed. So that I guess was a good stress. I guess I don't know,
Yes,
but
yes. So in that manner, we can always say that tears would always be part really of
Mhm,
achieving our goals, right?
mhm.
It is really,
Yes.
I mean, there would always be dark days before we
Mhm.
get into the sunny days, right? Am I correct?
Yes,
Absolutely,
yes,
yes.
I agree, sir. I know that it is not totally the failure, but my concept is a failure or a stumble will always be a way forward. So
Yes.
it will actually it will be up to you if it will motivate you or devastate you. So with what we have been talking about optimism earlier, then you have to take the high road, choose that failure or that stumble to improve. So with that particular scenario, so the next time that we did a stage play, we placed it in a bigger venue,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we made better planning with regards to the
Right.
logistics of everything.
Mm-mm.
So I mean, it
Correct.
is just taking that as a lesson for you to move forward and improve.
Correct.
Like
And
charging it into experience.
and another thing also, I learned it just right now that one way really to be successful is to also expect the unexpected.
Mhm, mhm.
Right? You also have to expect anything
Oh
that
yeah.
will happen. So with that specific situation, we should have expected that there might really be people who will really come in because it was like post Valentine show, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
Yes.
what we are doing from after from that experience is we really allot numerous chairs really
Extra
for
seats,
more
yeah.
people. Yeah, we really carefully take care
For
of that.
walk-ins.
Yeah,
Mhm,
for walk-ins then. So
mhm.
learning also from the past would also lead us into success, right?
Yes.
What is
Yes.
really very
Yes, I do
important,
agree.
what is really very important is we are having some realizations, some reflections, in order for us not to do the same mistake ever again.
Mhm.
Because if you
Mhm.
keep because if you keep on doing the same mistake, I don't think that's success.
That's not learning.
Yes,
Yes.
it's
No, that's
really
not learning, and
standing.
you're not moving
Yeah,
forward.
correct. It's really standing right after every fall,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
and standing every after fall would really mean success, di ba?
Mhm.
What do you
Standing and
think?
moving forward.
Yes,
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 Michael Jordan said, I fail over and over again. That's why I succeeded. So
correct,
Yes.
correct,
Michael
correct.
Jordan itself was not exceptional
Yes,
from failure.
yes,
So
a legend himself, right?
Mhm.
yes,
So
agree.
meaning then before we reach success, we will really experience a lot of failures, and in that process, we should never ever give up,
Mhm.
right? We should just,
Hmm.
there's just a need to continue and push ourselves more and more, because one day we will be able to really get what we want.
So, so
But
in terms of you're just being passionate about your goals. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes, you
Yes.
mhm,
really have to be very passionate, and you have to believe in your goals,
Right.
right? No matter
Right.
how small or how big your goals are,
Mm-hmm.
if you believe in them, you will really get it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
That's
it is
right.
not
That's
just
right.
about believing on your goals. You really have to work hard on it also, right?
yes,
There's like 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration only.
That's
inspiration.
right.
Yes,
Yes.
right, 'di ba? So
But,
why am I saying diba? I hate diba. No.
but and actually, sir, to add up to I mean to our concept of failure, it is not an overnight thing that after one failure you will be successful the next
Hmm,
day. The
correct.
one failure would actually lead maybe to another
Hmm,
failure,
hmm,
but at least what you have done then is a little less wrong than what you have done before.
correct.
And then the next time that you have done it, it is again a little less wrong to what you have done the day the time before. So
Hmm,
it is a like a tiny step, small actions that will lead you to actually success or victory.
correct,
it's
correct,
it's a
correct.
it's a learning process. Being successful is a learning process. Just like months ago, I read on the local news that there's this certain nurse that took the board, the national local board, 15 times until she got it. So
Oh,
it was,
Wow.
and there was also a teacher that also like took the same amount of board exams until she finally got it. So I mean
There is
that's
also
it.
a lawyer who failed once but is
Mhm.
successful too.
I
oh
know,
yeah,
but
I know who that lawyer is. Attorney.
Yeah. but in connection to what you're saying, Bilanong, that successes doesn't happen overnight, even with just one failure. It's a process. It's a step by
Hmm,
step process that every time you let's say you retake the board exam, you did something better off than what you did before, and then until such time that you finally did it. But so of course the key there is you never give up, and you always aim high on your goals, and you always keep your eye on the prize until you get it. So it's a tedious learning process, but
hmm,
it's worth it in the end. And
correct.
And that
I
is
can attest to
resilience,
that.
right, Sir D?
Yes.
Huh?
That what we've been talking about for the past minute or so, that is resilient, that you're not
Mm,
giving up until you actually reach what
that's
you
right.
Yes.
you
Yes.
want to achieve.
Yes, as
Mhm,
long as you believe in your goal, you always have to find a way, diba? Find
mhm,
everything, find all ways to get it. And in that manner also, remember that there are people who are around us, and these people might, give us really something negative. They might be saying anything that is not good for us. But as long as you believe in your dreams, as long as you
mhm.
focus your attention on your goals, I believe you will really reach it. Uh,
Yes.
my point here
Dreams
is
happen, dreams
uh
happen because of you and in spite of you.
Correct,
Ah.
correct,
So
correct, correct. So the point there is just believe in yourself, okay? And don't be distracted by the negativities of other people because they will surely say anything about you. And
Mhm.
you know, Ramon also even mentioned earlier that there will be people who will really pull you down,
mhm.
right? So what are we going to do then if there are people who would pull us down?
You don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Listen
And
to
never
your heart.
listen to them.
Listen to
yes.
your heart. Listen to your heart, right?
They
I
don't
actually
matter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
correct.
actually have a technique that I applied to myself before. It's called the rubber band technique.
Mhm.
Mm,
It is a way to instill optimism or
mm,
positivity in me. So when I'm wearing a rubber band around my wrist, and whenever I think of anything negative, I sap
mm.
the rubber band. So it's more
That's
like
right.
of a conditioning process
Mm,
where every time you think of a negative thing, it is painful. And
mm,
Mm.
with that pain, you have to substitute it right away with a positive thought, so
mm.
that the next time that you have a negativity like that, other people trying to pull you down, I sap that rubber band and give me
Mhm.
the thought that that would be a painful thing to think
Mhm.
about. So I have to uh, convert my thoughts into happy thoughts. So,
Correct.
which was, I think, effective for me.
Mhm.
Correct,
That's
correct.
great.
And I think also one very important thing that I always consider is really valuing time. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We have to spend time thinking about the dreams that we have. Is it really right for us? Because like all of us do have this dream, but then if we don't spend time thinking about it, we might really go wrong somewhere.
Mhm.
Okay, and then as we think about that time, we also think of some strategies in order for us to reach it, right? Some
Yes.
techniques. Because you will not just sit down and success will come to you. No,
Right.
that will never happen at all. You have to think of ways in order to get it. For sure, there will be like, a very long road. You're going to take a very long road, but towards the end of that road, success will really be there for you.
Yes.
My
Isn't it
concept,
also, sir, when you value time, that you value the journey
Mm.
towards your goal?
yes, I love that.
I think
I love
Yeah.
that.
there's a line for that. It's not on the
It's not the
destination.
destination, but it's the journey.
Yes.
Yeah.
In reaching and going to that destination.
Exactly. So you value your time as well on working towards your goal. And then when you reach your goal, and then you tend to appreciate the time that you had while you're working on it. And then you tend to
Mhm.
like, oh, I did this with a little amount of discipline and self-focus. I achieved my goal. So,
Mm.
Yes,
Correct.
as for me, my concept of valuing time is actually spending your time on endeavors that will bring you closer to your
Mm.
goal.
mhm.
We are in a world where there's a lot of time wasters like social media, Netflix, or TV, or anything that can keep us from doing things that will push us towards our goal. So instead of, for example, binging, although it's good to some extent, binging at the series on the television. Maybe at some point you want also to explore listening to podcasts, listening to or reading self-help books.
Mm.
So you have to think always that, is this thing that I am doing right now is valuable for me, or brings me closer to reaching my goal. So because
Reaching your goal.
time is a very important resource, once it is spent, you could not take it away, or you cannot take it back, rather. So
Correct.
Mhm.
So like as we end this, personally now, may I ask you, what do you think is your most secret to success? We can start with the Uzi.
I was afraid that you're gonna ask me first. It's contradicting to me, but it's really self discipline and
Correct.
focus.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
I admit that I mean, look at me. I lack self discipline. I mean, for obvious reasons. But but with you have to really push towards that, and then you have to push towards, disciplining yourself and then focusing your time in studying and working out and being a better person, whatever that you do, because there are a lot at stake when you lose track, and then when you procrastinate, and then when you just relax, you lose a lot, rather than, setting a little bit of self-discipline, and then you gain a lot, and then you achieve your goals. So I think that's one major key in success. What about
Yes,
you, Nom?
yes, yes. What about you, Mon?
I do not know. Well, time first thing. Time flew very fast. That we're towards the end of this conversation, and
Mm.
I know that there should be a lot of things
Mhm.
to be discussed. But I do not know if you can see the saying in my background. Let everything, or let all that you do, be done with love. So so
Wow.
so for me, I do everything with love. What propelled me, modesty aside, to become like a nursing supervisor now is that I just do what I love to do, which is nursing. So I do not I do not have the vision that I need to climb the organizational ladder at some point. But I just show everything that whatever tasks that is given to me, big or small, even though I do not like it or I am not a fan of it, I just do it with all my heart, and I do it with love. And that actually resonated, and it was noticed. That's why opportunities were given to me, because they view me, modesty aside again, that I am successful, or I do always bring something to the table. So do everything with love.
Correct.
Yes.
And I would and I and I would just like to end this by as a continuation of what Ramon said, because he said do it with love. And I'm going to add with, like, do it with love and with God. Right?
Yes.
Slow clap. Oh, perfect, sir. Yeah.
Yes, because you will never be happy with your success unless you are under the shadow of God.
Yes.
Amen.
Right?
Yes.
So he is the reason for everything. He would always, and then besides, with that idea, we will never be successful if it's without him.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right?
Amen.
That's
Amen.
right.
So
I love that.
so I think that that's it for today. We would like to say thank you very much again for everyone for watching our podcast or our program. We will continue to do more like stories, more topics for you. Because in as much as we are inspired, we would also want to inspire everyone who are here, who are watching us.
Yes. I also like to thank astigstore.com for my shirt today. Thank you so much,
Oh,
Astig Store.
Product
AZTIG
placement.
Store. It's a great store owned by one of our former Prima Galaw members, Daphne.
yes.
Check it out, astigstore.com.
What is that? What is that? What is the, like,
It says mabait is the new astig.
correct, 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 correct.
Wow, that's
Yeah, it's also one way then to success, diba? You have to be good to others so that good and blessings will come to you. Okay.
amen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so thank you
Yes.
very much for that. Where can we buy that, Uzi? Where can
Oh,
we buy
Aztig
that?
Store, AZTIG. I hope it's the right. AZTIGstore.com. It's free shipping here in US,
Okay.
Canada, and the UK. So go check it out.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
we will buy, and I believe there are more designs also.
Yes, yes. It's a Filipino inspired design. And for every purchase that you do, a part of it goes to a donation drive for chinelas for our least fortunate brothers and sisters back there,
Oh,
especially in
that's
Aklan. So, yes, so buy a shirt, they give chinelas. So,
yes, yes. And
Yay.
and aside from Uzi and Ramon, Daphne also is another success story, right?
yes,
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
so we are really all proud of all the products of Iloilo Prima Galaw. Thank God for that. Thank you for the blessings. And thank you, everyone, for joining us
Thank you
today.
very
Thank
much,
you.
everyone. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, or click the notification
Notification
bell,
bell.
so that you will be updated to our next video. So until next time,
Yes.
thank you very much,
Yes.
everyone.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay pink. Bye-bye.